Hey Bucks here. As you guys saw in my last video, the MUT 20 planning sheet, as it was called in the spreadsheet, the theme builders were right here in the middle, and I was going to rank them for which ones you can do. Now, from rank 0 to 50, or rank 1 to 50, you can only do 10 of them because you get new theme builder tokens every 10 levels before you put them in the set, get that team's uniforms and playbooks. Then you can do their solos, the 16-game seasons, full games, 3 minutes a quarter, for each of these players. So it is a long grind, and you are not, I don't know, it's going to be quite a bit to do all 10 sets of them, but we're going to rank them 1 to 32. I'm going to try to get through it a little quick, so that way, because I know maybe the later ones you won't really do or it won't really matter. It's going to be kind of like the top of the list that you're going to really chase the first one. So let's get to our notepad, the best theme builders. It is a pro tip notepad production. So pro tip, get your notepad out. We are going to get through to it. Oops, I hit that wrong. All right. So, also known as a Spike Lee joint. Number 1, I'm not going to bore you guys any longer. That's Taiwan. All right. Number 1 is Taiwan. It's always been Taiwan. It'll always and forever be Taiwan. Number 1. But after that, all right, let's go. Let's take a look at the actual theme builders on Mudhead. So we filtered them out. You could just filter them by going program theme builders over here where my dumbass head is. Tarik Cohen, Lamar Miller, all these good stuff. All right. So ranking them, how do we want to do this most efficiently? I think I'm going to go a few at a time to the notepad. Let's go bada bing, bada boom, and down here. We'll just cut and paste like the bottom, I don't know, 6 we'll do right now. All right, so bottom 6. Chris Jones, CJ Mosley, Kareem Jackson, Ryan Kerrigan, Zeitler, Micah Hyde, Demario Davis. The flaws with these cards from Demario Davis, not good enough, too slow at a middle linebacker. He won't crack your starting lineup, and it's not worth the effort. Micah Hyde has no hit power. It's 39 hit power at a safety position. I hate it, and his zone coverage is high, but it's got to be chem boosted to get up to 90. I'm assuming that the threshold's 90 again, but it could have changed. So with updated information, we can look back at this video and laugh. Zeitler has no run blocking for an interior offensive lineman, so that sucks. Ryan Kerrigan, slow off the edge and not glitchy high finesse or power move like you'd want in order to make up for that speed. Kareem Jackson, he is a pretty poor cornerback. He's got decent hit power though, but for the rest of his stats, let me show it to you. I guess I can flip over to actually show you here going forward. Kareem Jackson, 82 speed was solid. His zone and man are kind of like middling. Acceleration and agility are also kind of low. So nothing here the card really stands out. He's kind of like a jack of all trades. 82 isn't exactly like terribly like slow. We have linebackers at that speed though, so he doesn't stand out there. So not high zone, not high man, not high press, and the speed isn't anything to write home about. So that's why he's ranked pretty low. But he does have okay hit power at 73. Next up on that notepad was CJ Mosley again, kind of slow, unfortunate. Chris Jones is a defensive tackle. You were like, oh, I like Chris Jones. He's pretty good. He gets a lot of sacks and stuff. They kind of screwed him because the block shed at defensive tackle is 76 for an 86 overall card. Now, you can respect the 85 power move, but if I'm going to have somebody rushing the passer, he's not going to chase down many quarterbacks at 64 speed. So his stats, while the power move is very solid, I don't think it gels well with the low speed that you're going to want to have in order to chase those passes once you get your power move off. And then frequently, defensive tackles, they'll get double teamed. You could obviously scheme them into the single team, but defensive tackles, at least based off last year, based off kind of experience, they're solid, but the pass rush sometimes is more frequently off the edge, but we'll see. He's not exactly the Aaron Donald type, but 85 power move, if you're going against bad offense linemen, might be glitchy. It's just too slow to chase it down once you've got that block shed. Not to say he's going to be terrible, but all these cards are okay, so it's harder to rank. This next one might cause some division. Let's do another 5 or 6. Let's do 6 more. All right, 6 more. We got to bring these back up. Julian Edelman. Now, he is a slot. We don't know all the archetypes and who all fits into what archetype, but he is able to get over 85, so he's that tier 2 archetype with the slot receiver. So he gets that nice little slot route chem, so you can put some route chems on him when he's in the slot. For that purpose, I see he's a solid card for you. So I think Edelman, if he's your favorite card, if you're a big fan of cheaters, go ahead and grab Julian Edelman. Super Bowl MVPs. He's small, little slow, and the route running doesn't hit the threshold of 90, which we assume it's at. So they kind of screwed him on the short route running. If he had one more short route running, I'd be much more pleased with him. But I'm not. So, Julian, sorry. Next up, Keenan Allen is right after him. Again, He's taller, but he's not much faster, and his route running is meh. He's okay catching the ball, though. We'll see how much catching matters. If they punish bad reads are when you have to make a catch in traffic, right? Keenan Allen, relying on him to make a catch in traffic in Madden, it's tough, but if it is overpowered, it's overpowered. Nice work, Keenan. After that, the next one over that, Mark Ingram. Let me go back to them. Why don't I like Mark Ingram? 85 trucking should be good, right? Break tackle 84, 85 trucking. Not a burner. 5'9", 215. But I don't know if I trust 85 trucking. Trucking wasn't glitchy in the beta, and 85 isn't really anything to write home about either. So that's why I didn't love him. I could have even maybe moved him below the receivers because I just don't think he's worth it at all. We got better running backs coming up. Norwell, Tunzel, Gilbert. Gilbert is slightly ahead of Tunzel because of the left tackle, right tackle thing. Norwell's an interior offensive lineman, solid, but I think I'm more value the exterior. We can go ahead and take a look at their stats if you guys want to look at. So Norwell, left guard, bad run block, so that's tough for an interior. I kind of want like a road grader on the inside. Pass block I feel like doesn't matter as much on the edges as it does inside, but it's solid. Tunzel, like I said, a good pass block and left tackle in a left tackle scheme, if that's something you want. If you need only pass blockers, good. He's terrible at run blocking, though. And then the right tackle, the Gilbert, little slower, I know, than Tunzel. But again, right tackle I feel like is a better position than left tackle because right tackle is much more barren than left tackle, as in the NFL history. The best players ever to play the offensive line have traditionally played left tackle, so it's a much more competition-driven position, so there'll be much more options down the road at least. So Gilbert, I think, is worth going after more than Tunzel. But again, these are on the 20s, and you can't do 20 of them. So why don't we just take out all the way from 11 to 19 to kind of show off where we want to be, all right? So there it is, 11 to 19. We have Russell Wilson here at 19. You're like, what? Russell Wilson's my favorite. And again, if he is your favorite, go ahead and grab him. But I just didn't see a huge stat mix here that I loved. 78 speed is good. He's got like 81 throw power, which again, this is all middle of the road, it feels like. The accuracy, like a jack of all trades, throwing the run in 89. I think it's okay, but I don't know. I just don't see Russell Wilson playing like Russell Wilson for us. Two middle of the road stats. All right, next up was Lamar Miller. Fast, and that's all he's really got. He doesn't really have anything else besides having 86 speed, but speed is always what you need early on in Madden when nobody else hits those thresholds or very few cards hit those thresholds. But this year with the lower ratings, even fewer thresholds are hit this year than ever before. Next after that, I put Geno Atkins. So Geno Atkins and his little ditty there. Nice power move, nice block shed, and isn't dragging 1,000 pounds behind him. So I like Geno. That's why I have him there at 17. 16, I put Aqib Talib. Slow, 81 speed. I mean, versus early cards that, like, if somebody has Tarik or something, can you play this? Can you play man press his scheme? So I don't love him, but against worse receivers, I think he's gonna jam and kind of have a good time in man coverage. But against most of what we're gonna run out there on offense, I don't think he's gonna be very good. So he's not worth grinding after. So I put him at number 16. Number 15 is Lamarcus Joyner, an 82 speed free safety that's 5'8". Not the greatest. 77 hit power, 84 zone, 80 man coverage. So kind of another jack of all trades, master of none for Lamarcus Joyner. Kawan Short is my number 14 choice. And he's on the other page. Kawan Short, 86 block shed. I love it. I love it. I love it. I think it's much better than the others before. Right in front of that, we'll go back to the list. I'll show it to you. After number 14, Kawan Short, it is Delanie Walker at tight end. So why I like this card, he's not tall, he's not fast, but man, can he run block. So he's a good, well-balanced tight end, but slanted more towards the run blocking. Kind of like another offensive lineman out there with 80 run block. He actually has better run block than a lot of offensive linemen we've put on this list. So nice for Delanie Walker. Number 12 is Alex Mack right here. 87 run block, so that is an absolute road grader in the middle compared to the rest of his compadres that are out on the offensive line and even block shed on defensive line. So 87 will do well. An interior pass blocking, don't worry about as much, unless you're facing the Aaron Donalds of the world. Then hopefully you can get a double team with the guard on that for Alex Mack, because he'll mostly always be in a double team. The center generally goes one way or the other against a 4-man rush. Of course, if they have 5-man and you only got 5 blockers, then he'll get 1-on-1. But that's the name of the game, right? All right, right after that, I just passed him. Sue is right in front of Alex Mack. Sue with 85 block shed is really nice. 91 strength, if it means anything this year, is kind of nice. Sue cars generally play pretty well. His power move's a little bit low, but I do love the kind of block shed at right end to kind of like hold his spot, hold his water. I hope it matters quite a bit this year. I hope, strength matters. I've always wanted strength to matter. The fact that it hasn't in previous years was kind of disgusting. All right, moving forward, I could see an argument to move Sue down below short, but I'm going to keep Sue where he's at for now. Top 10, let's do 6 to 10 right here. All right? 6 to 10. Number 10 is Brandon Graham. So I like Brandon Graham slightly better than Sue. And Brandon Graham, Sue. There he is. Brandon Graham was right there. 86 power move, which is really nice from the right end. I think he is an upgrade over Sue, just due to the power move. The block shed is obviously a little bit worse, so Graham is slightly faster, better block or better power moves, a better pass rusher than Sue. But I think in the end, even though you really want your defensive lineman like a 3-4 like Sue to shed and stop the run first, I think Brandon Graham's better stats just kind of sell it for me. He's got less strength, but I think I appreciate the pass rush that he can provide. Even though Sue is very important, block shed helps him out quite a bit. Number 9 was TJ Watt, which is on the next page. So let's turn down for Watt. Good stats, 6'4", 77 speed. Maybe not the fastest, but he's got 86 finesse move, which I do treasure. I hope finesse move's pretty glitchy this year. Watt coming off the edge is nice. Again, a little bit slow for his spot at left outside linebacker, so not much higher on the list can we put him. Next up was Daniel Hunter at number 8, slightly above Watt. The reason he got over it, I think Tex convinced me Hunter was better because of the speed, the +5 speed. Even though he has 3 worse finesse move, and I do really want those high finesse power moves because the delta in the finesse and power move, the difference between the finesse and the pass block stats, that's what matters, the pass block finesse. That's what matters to getting those good animations. But sometimes, Madden just fucks up and lets your guy just right through the hole without getting blocked. So with that, why not have more speed to chase down the passer? I'll take 82 speed to chase you down any day of the week, even though maybe his other stats don't really hold up as well as, say, Watt's with a finesse move. All right, right before that, I had T.Y. Hilton. So Hilton at 85 speed is solid for a receiver. It isn't anything glitchy. Route runnings are solid in the 80s. Not exactly like 90 for that threshold, which we assume. Spec catch is okay. But Hilton's just kind of like a solid all-around receiver, but nothing exactly like too flashing there with 85 speed. As we got like John Ross that's higher than that, and a lot of other guys, Hollywood Brown, that are higher than that. Next one in front of that is Cooper, same speed, except 3 inches taller. So the Cooper Spooper is who is going to be on the chase list higher than Hilton. Of course, unless you're a Colts fan, then go ahead and grab Hilton. But Amari Cooper, cards generally played pretty well last year, but of course he had great stats last year when I used him, so that also tips the scale in his favor. But I think Cooper's slightly better there than Hilton. And let's go with top 5. We will go number 5 and 4. How about 4 and 5 right here? Garrett and Kittle for this. Garrett and Kittle. Kittle. Where you at? All right. George Kittle, 6'4". I even might be underrating him. 81 speed at tight end is nice. Really nice. You see receivers with that. Run block 79 is also like an offensive lineman. So like the few things you want a tight end to do, which is like catch high point passes, run streaks or fades, drag routes, zig routes fast, and run block for you. Kittle does it in spades. He's one of the best in the game. Probably the best tight end in the game that we have. I think I'll take this Kittle over any other card at tight end that we have outside of, are we getting a legend? I don't recall off the top of my head. Kittle is it. I love him. So give me that Kittle. And then I also said Garrett here, though. So I think Garrett's got a pretty good stat mix here. 87 power with an 82 block shed. High end strength, too, and not too shabby on the speed either. So Garrett's also got a nice mix of strength. It's just so weird that like these all are adding up to 86. But there's some that just like are clearly superior cards. And this Garrett is just one of them. So much better than his other competition at D-line, in my opinion. All right, so number 3, we will place Adrian Amos. Adrian Amos will be one of the best users at the beginning of the year and defensive backs right there at strong safety. Now, you can argue that, say, okay, maybe, Pat Tillman will be at strong safety, so it's not worth going after Amos. Sure, but I mean, he can always move over to free safety. You can sub him in that linebacker and nickel packages, and use him there. You can put him in the 46 speed package. So there are many things you can do with Amos, and really, I think he can do him well. 84 zone coverage isn't that high. It's higher than, shit, it could be in the 60s, and that'd be bad, but 84 is okay. With the 86 speed, 85 acceleration, 79 hit power. So I think he's going to be a great kind of like presence in the middle of the defense there for you, either user or just left on his own for the CPU to play him out. I think Amos is a very solid card going forward. Who is above that? Who could very well be above that? Number 2 is Darius Slay. Okay. Big play Slay, number 2. He's a cornerback, so it's a position of depth, one that we're going to need a few of, at least 3 for most of the year. A lot of people run nickel. If you run dime, it's a little more rare to see people run dime because of the weak box feature of Madden, where you get pancaked if you have not enough big-bodied defenders or nickel packages or heavier on the field when they're running the ball in like an I form. So, Slay, yeah, position depth, great speed, great zone. Hopefully you can cam it up. If not, then it's just solid zone. Nothing amazing. But big play Slay seems to play pretty well with the 85 speed, and I hope he can keep up, right? And number 1, Tarik Cohen. Tarik Cohen's my number 1 because he is like the best running back to start the game. I haven't seen Marcus Allen's stats yet, though. But out of all the cards that are in Mudhead right now, Tarik Cohen, 85 speed, which is top end. 90 agility and 90 juke. So the 90 juke I'm most interested in because it feels like it hits that threshold, and the juke move's the best move in the game. I think if there's one card you want to grind for, it is Cohen. I think without a doubt, Cohen is that guy. Of course, you could put in especially for Bears fans, you want him. But you could make the argument, and I will accept it, that running backs do come out more frequently than any other position. So it's not really a high priority position, something that you'll see a lot more, that you'll need a lot more of like Slay. So for the fact that we get a lot of halfbacks, and we will be getting a lot of halfbacks through the years, as it's a position a lot of people like to use a lot of different guys at, I could see you saying, maybe not Cohen. Maybe go someone else. I think just stats-wise, he's the best. Even factoring in position of need, like Slay or better positions to get, Amos, Garrett, offensive lineman, stuff like that. I think just because he is so by far and away, looks like the glitchiest card out of this whole set, you got to go for him. But that is it for this video. Let me show you guys think of the list. It is perfect. I worked on it with about 400 or plus people on Twitch. So, yeah, should be a good one. Thanks for watching Call to Action. I'll see you tomorrow.